I saw that the Tory leader, Kemi Badenoch, was doing some sort of relaunch of the Conservative brand. I mean, goodness knows they need it. On the YouTube feed I saw it on, it had 138 people watching. I wish I'd done a screen grab of it. It's such a low number. Granted, it was during the day, but you would have thought it would have been a slightly higher number. Actually, no, not after the shenanigans they've pulled over their 14 years in office. Austerity, coalition, sleaze, the leader merry-go-round, lockdowns, and the lies about that unspecified virus that might have come from Asia. And of course, broken promises, especially to stop the votes. Low viewing numbers, low numbers of voters last year. A lot of people were looking forward to the total destruction of the Tory party, the general election last year, and they watched their fall from grace with glee. And Kemi is an interesting choice of leader. Some might call her a DEI hire, possibly. She hasn't come out the gate firing exactly, and when I hear her talk, it's no better. Okay, so they need to get a strategy together, but it just seems to be painfully slow. There's no sense of urgency to at least roll out some policies that could combat Labour and the growing march of reform. She's been saying how long it's taken Labour and Tory alike to get back into power after a long time in charge. Almost like she's digging in for the long haul. So does she think that she won't win the next general election? And does she not realise that expediency is the name of the game, as their nearest rivals in the polls? And the party that they need to separate themselves from really is Reform. She should probably not worry about Labour so much. As at the rate they're going with the constant own goals, I think the wheels will come right off for Rayner, Reeves and co anyway, with Starmer the farmer harmer being the most unpopular leader ever. It's down to whoever makes the boldest moves and gains some momentum, and to change the messaging. Kemi was asked about leaving the ECHR in a recent interview and replied they were looking into things, and it wasn't a magic silver bullet for illegal immigration, that there were a number of laws they could possibly use. Really? Well, why wasn't that done before? And does she not understand that without repealing and replacing all of the laws linked to the European Convention of Human Rights, she'd face the same problems as the government she was in, just like the current Labour one is finding out now? Successive governments have outsourced state power so much, especially to lawyers, civil servants, quangos, that elected representatives are handcuffed by the judiciary when it comes to most matters, especially dealing with illegal immigration. This is not a tortoise and hare scenario. The Tories needed a fast bounce back from the bottom, and this isn't it. If Robert Jenrick had been made leader, it would have been a bit more interesting, as he has a much harder line than Kemi, more like Reform. The only problem is that I don't think people trust them anymore anyway. You can only break promises so many times before people say enough is enough. So maybe a radical rethink is in order, but if you've seen all the old fossils the Conservatives have on their benches, you can't imagine change is a top priority. And who knows what will happen over the course of the next few years, or what's going to happen in the local elections coming soon, but if the Tories can't steady the ship, at least, worrying about building policies will be the last thing Kemi Badenoch will be worrying about, as her job could be on the line. This is a party that has gone through so many leaders in the last 7 years, I've lost count. But the upshot of all of this is the Tories are kind of irrelevant. No one cares anymore. They had probably better do something about that. If they're not self-aware enough to know this, reactive enough to do something about it, then they may as well turn off the lights at HQ, pack up and go home.